Hey everybody, what is up? It's Antonio. Welcome back to another episode here on Gladiator Disc Golf. Last week, I reviewed the ChampCap from Putt Confidently, and overall, I was really impressed. And if you haven't seen that video, you'll want to check it out because there are some details that I mentioned in that video that I'm not going to get to in this video. That's because today, we are testing the ChampCap. The whole idea behind the ChampCap is that it improves your putting accuracy and your confidence. So I figured what better way to do that than in a controlled environment. So today we're going to use just a small sample size to see just how much better of a putter the ChampCap makes me in one setting. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to start with 50 putts without the ChampCap. We're going to be taking putts from 20 feet because this is about the distance that most golfers start to feel really nervous about their putts. After the first 50 putts, we're going to put the ChampCap on the basket, get it all set up, and we're going to only putt with the largest diameter ring. We're using only the large diameter here to basically make this as controlled of an experiment as possible. After those 50 putts, we're going to take the ChampCap off and we're going to do another 50 putts on just the bare basket and keep track of the makes and misses. And then ultimately, we're going to see what the verdict is. So in this first set with the 50 bare basket, we're seeing basically the putts are kind of going all over the place. Some are low, some are mainly right if they're missing, just kind of pulling the disc a good bit, not feeling super comfortable. I'm warmed up, but I can definitely tell there's some discomfort or awkwardness in my putting, and it's definitely affecting my make. I went 20 for 30 in the first set. And then in the second set, here I went 12 for 20, finishing with 64% total, 32 out of 50. So really not great, but to be fair, this is kind of on par with what I've done the last 20 rounds according to UDisc. And so it's a pretty accurate number here, which is very nice to see because then it means that I'm not just completely screwing up my stats on UDisc. I know right off the bat I'm going to have a significantly lower percentage with the ChampCap on. That's honestly kind of the point. Eventually you want your ChampCap putting and your normal putting to be very close percentages. But as amateurs and as someone like me who's still working on my putt, having a discrepancy is not the worst thing in the world. If anything, there's room to grow, and it just gives you basically a baseline. So my putting with the ChampCap on using the biggest ring is an abysmal 38%. Yeah, that is rough. But I will say, even in that 38%, there are some that didn't make it in the ChampCap that would have made it in a bare basket. So that 38% isn't incredibly accurate, which is why I'm not using that as my C1X percentage. It's not a fair estimation, but it is a good practice tool. And I can already tell you right off the bat, I'm feeling more zoned in with my putts. I'm definitely feeling more confident. I'm getting my lower body engaged more. I'm really using my full body to putt and not just swinging my arm. And definitely there's a confidence and a focus and way more accuracy going on. Does every putt that make it into the basket look great? No, it's rough, some of them. But the scorecard doesn't have pictures. So we're not too worried as long as it goes in. But I will say, it's kind of crazy. The first set here of 25, I only missed 5. And so I know right off the bat that I have a lot of leeway. I would basically have to miss half of the putts in the second set to not improve. And so I'm going in and I go again 20 for 25. So that means I finish 40 for 50 at an 80% C1X percentage. Oh man, wow. Okay, so much feels like it just happened in that one putting session. I am incredibly blown away from these numbers. It is insane how much I still improved. Okay, so the last 5 rounds, 77% C1X. Last 20 rounds, about 66-67% C1X. And then in the first set, I wrote it down here, I was 64%. So that 64% was pretty close to what the last 20 rounds were. And then I did a set of 50 again afterwards without the ChampCap. 80% putting. C1X. So that tells me a couple things. One, I'm a much better putter when I'm confident. I'm a much better putter when I take the time to putt a lot. You know, a lot of times we go to the course and we'll warm up and we'll take 5 putts, we'll take 20 putts, we'll take maybe even up to 50 putts. But the thing is, putting is all about that muscle memory and trust and confidence. And if there's anything I learned from this putting session, is that I need to do way more putting to get into a rhythm so that when I do show up to a course, I'm not having to find my stroke. If you're still a little bit wary, I understand. Go ahead and leave a comment, ask a question, and I'll do my best to answer it. If you're still wondering what this stuff is about, go ahead and watch my previous video. It'll answer some of your questions, and then you can always reach out to Putt Confidently on Instagram. They are super responsive, and they will answer any questions you have. That's all I have for you tonight, guys. Until next time, have a great round.